Well, we are back for part two. The TriMet sock puppets. Now, I don't know about you, but I really enjoyed part one. That's the best public testimonies I've ever seen. And in case you look, they're all smiling. In case you missed the point is that these people sitting right here on this table, what what's two?
Bars.
Okay, well I have at the moment it's working. I had to reset it. These people sitting here at this table are there to protect this guy and the executive staff. And it's all right in front of your face. And this last episode, if you had any doubt, which I'm sure the few people that actually watched this with me or watch it on their own already know the truth. It's not like I'm exposing anything they didn't already know. They already knew the truth about this. This is just a big, big charade. They don't care what you think. They're elites. And they're doing this because of the bond rating agencies. We heard it out of her mouth, which happens to be the same reason why France has raised the pension age. So we have these parasitical banks running the world, and it trickles down to every single aspect of our lives. And there was only a few instances of social. I got to tell you, that was one of the most interesting crowds of commentators I've ever seen. Those were some interesting characters that went to that board meeting. And hooray for you for making an attempt. I know it's not going to work, but I give you all the credit in the world for trying. Now, I myself personally am not going to insert myself. I mean, I could testify remotely, but this isn't my problem personally. I mean, they send me my check on time, and this what's going on there is not related to my life, so I don't feel I have the right to even talk at their meetings. It's not my business. Okay, it's the people that are over there using it, the people operating it. And from my point of view, TriMet is giving me my retirement on time, so I don't have any personal gripes with them from my individual point of view. Now, from a societal point of view, obviously they're just horrible. But that's not my business. So I'm glad the people have finally taken the time to express themselves. And Tristan Isaac he did great, man. I always liked that guy. I don't know him personally, but I followed his stuff, and he's always good. He's always been good.
Virtually to provide some public comment. And so I'm going to now go to those who've signed up for virtual presentation this morning. And I'm going to start with Mary King.
Hello. Are we ready?
Mary King.
Mary King, where are you?
Hello. Are we ready?
Yes.
Yes. Hi, Mary. Yes.
Great. Thank you very much. Good morning. I'm Mary King. I'm a professor of economics emerita at Portland State University, and I appreciate the opportunity to testify.
There they go again, thanking the masters. Don't thank them for doing what they are legally obligated to do. Stop that shit. I wouldn't do that, man. If I went in there, I would just be very right to the point. You people are evil and you're doing evil deeds. Okay, that's it. That's all you need to hear. You're doing an evil thing. Oh, by the way, I just read yesterday that 43% of Oregonians are struggling to survive in Oregon right now. 43% are having trouble buying food. And in the middle of all this, these psychopathic elites here are determined to raise fares.
Today. This is a moment for bold action. Yeah. Addressing climate change is urgent, and economic inequality is at historic levels. Fares were already a relatively small part of TriMet's budget before the pandemic. Pre-pandemic revenues can be replaced equitably by adding 2 higher tiers on TriMet's payroll tax, an additional 1% on salaries over $200,000 and another 1% on salaries over $400,000. The number of people with salaries in this range is just growing. Revenue estimates.
Actually, I don't think they can do that. I think they are regulated by state. This is actual state statute. Everything they talk about, we are regulated by statute to do this. The only thing that they can't do is raise their payroll tax any more than by the statute, which allows them to raise it periodically by a certain percentage. It doesn't give them the power to do this. I don't think. I mean, I'm not a lawyer.
From the state's legislative revenue office at the request of State Rep. Con Fong indicated that for the pandemic, when revenues were much higher, a tax like that would cover fares easily with money left over for higher driver wages and potentially speeding up electrification of the fleet. Money would also be saved from fare collection and enforcement, as well as administration of the discount programs. Boarding times would be faster and driver headaches reduced. We could increase the Rider Ambassador program to support the entire system, riders and drivers, in place of fare enforcement. So I urge you to go fareless, as many cities around the country have done. TriMet should be leading our community toward a livable future. We're proud in this area of our environmental and policy leadership. We should join the rest of the cities in the U.S. and around the world with fareless transit. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Next, we have Tana Hendricks.
Hi, my name is Tanner Hendricks. I am a member of the Democratic Socialists of America. I am extremely worried as a 30-year-old about the future, what it may hold in terms of climate change. Doing this would be an attack on young people and low-income people. We won't forget it. Maybe civil disobedience would be necessary if you did increase this. Widening highways only incentivizes more cars. And it's never worked. It's never fixed traffic. We still have traffic every time we do it. If any of you have servants, they may not be able to reach your home if you increase this fare. So, and with that, I'll yield my time.
Thank you, Tanner. Next, we have Wendy Lawton.
Yeah, direct to the point. Yes, civil disobedience is what you need to do here. Okay, yep.
Wendy?
Where is she? Come on, Wendy, come on.
It would help to unmute. Good morning. My name is Wendy Lawton, and I serve on the Fairview City Council, and I'm a member of the East Multnomah County Transportation Committee. I'm here to strongly encourage you to make the Halsey Line 77 a frequent bus service line, providing 15-minute bus service 7 days a week and extending some trips to the Troutdale Reynolds Industrial Park will get people to work, to play, and to school faster and significantly improve our economic and community development efforts here in East County. Line 77 is a vital connection between Fairview, Troutdale, and Wood Village. It connects the industrial park to our town centers, and it connects us to Portland City Center. This bus service is a vital community asset, and we need more of it. 6 years ago, Fairview, Wood Village, Troutdale, and Multnomah County adopted a strategic plan for Halsey Street that's aimed at creating a thriving Main Street to create more jobs and housing. Improved bus service on Line 77 is essential to those plans. New development is happening all along Halsey and will add many new residents. Many of these residents will be young people, working families, and people of color. Right now, 70% of my neighbors in Fairview, Wood Village, and Troutdale who live in and around Halsey in a half-mile radius are low or extremely low income, folks that are most impacted by public transit. But there's not just future demand, but current demand. 2 English-Spanish open houses have been held in Fairview since last fall, and 90 community members provided input on TriMet's plans, and we heard really strong support for improved service on Line 77.
Wendy?
Yes.
I need you to wrap up. We had to reduce the amount of time for public comment today, but I would recommend that you provide your comments in writing to the staff, because so that they can take it in consideration.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for your consideration and for giving me an opportunity to talk with you today. I've already submitted written testimony.
Great, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, we don't have time for you, sir. Shut up. Get out of here, sir. We have business. Fuck this.
Is next.
Thank you. Just get on there and tell them we think you're goddamn monsters, and that's all. And we're not paying. good luck. I'm going to run away every time I see a fare inspector.
My name is Brent Norman Jr. I'm a native Portlander, and I would like to first off begin with stating that the current practice is very discriminatory. There are those of us that pay their fares, and we're paying for people that don't pay their fares.
Hey, here's the hobo guy. Hey, hobo, you listening? Pootie, you like this, right? This guy. Well, you're not paying, so why should I? It's one of these divide and conquer. Yeah, let's get him.
So why should we?
They got the goddamn counter.
We pay. Personally, I believe that this should all go fareless. That way, everybody is being.
Oh, so he's not kill 'em all. Okay, he's making the point of why. Okay, he's making the point of why it should be fearless. What happened? Oh, God.
Last fare increase also happened when there was an exorbitant pay raise provided to Neil McFarland, the general manager.
Wow!
Why was this? Why should we pay for an abuse of the salary? That's totally wrong. So I'd like to also thank everybody that kept to the time limit, and a sarcastic thank you to everybody that disrespected everybody else and went over. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that was a pretty good testimony. I'm impressed.
Veronica, is it porous?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Hello. I'm Mexican adult woman, later in life autism diagnosis. I'm a TriMet writer and honored citizen. I don't have a car and don't want to buy a car. Car ownership puts people further in debt with car maintenance, insurance, car loans, car theft, and the person would need to replace their own car. Fareless systems are real. Corvallis has a fareless system. If they can do it, so can we as Portlanders. The money should be coming from our corporations. Nike, Intel, Amazon, Apple probably aren't paying their fair share of what they should be paying due to tax loopholes. And instead, the poor and working class are expected to foot the bill. Tax the corporations, not the poor and working class. Thank you.
Thank you.
Testimony.
Vanu, you're next.
Thank you and good morning. My name is Vanu. I'm a rank and file Teamster and a member of the Portland chapter of the Democratic Socialists of America. I come from an immigrant, low-income family, and I've been transit dependent my entire life. I think the evidence is clear that TriMet needs to face the facts here. The Title VI report obviously makes clear that increasing fares is going to, cause a lot of harm and working people shoulder the burden and cost of raising fares. We'll always have to make tough decisions when cost of living goes up between whether they can make it to a job interview, see their doctor, buy groceries, or pay a bill on time. The other thing that hasn't really been discussed is that one of the most bloated expenditures in TriMet's operating costs is on securing bloated, police contracts or security contracts. The connection between fares and criminalizing the poor who are just trying to get a ride is very stark. And by making TriMet fareless and removing and ending these police contracts by implementing a rider ambassador program with that are good union jobs with people who are trained in de-escalation who actually can provide solutions to what many working people face is a far more equitable solution to this crisis. So I think that TriMet needs to try us. I think the evidence is clear. I think that most people here have spoken that going fareless is righteous public fairness. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Mercedes? Okay. Michael?
Good morning. Thank you for your time.
Don't thank them.
Portlanders already pay for public transit 3 times through federal, state, and local funding. TriMet tax revenue is budgeted to be 7 times greater than passenger revenue, and it's actually 8 times greater than passenger revenue.
Yep.
So fares aren't even a viable source to collect more revenue. Stop charging extra for something that we are already paying for. Go fareless. Boston's fareless bus routes decreased travel time and more than doubled ridership over the past 2 years. Security incidents actually dropped 17% in Denver. This isn't even a bold new model. Portland already lags behind Boston, Denver, Washington, D.C., and Kansas City, as well as our neighbors in Canby, Wilsonville, Sandy, Corvallis, Olympia, Tacoma, Walla Walla. Public transit is a public good and should be accessible to everyone. If you want to increase accessibility and build ridership, remove the barriers. A fareless model would create a virtuous cycle. Increased access will build ridership. Increased ridership will create greater social appreciation. Increased appreciation will merit greater public funding. Increased public funding will lead to more routes, greater frequency, and a better TriMet for everyone. Make it impossible for Portlanders and visitors to say no to public transit.
Thank
Go
you.
fareless.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kyle?
Certainly. Good morning. My name is Kyle Chipman. I live in Southeast Portland, and I'm here representing the Oregon Sierra Club. I'm also a regular rider on TriMet's bus system. I'm here today to voice my opposition to the board's proposal to increase fares for riders and instead voice my support for fare-free transit. Providing fare-free transit opportunities for local residents is a key component in creating a more socially just and climate-friendly world while simultaneously increasing access, ridership, and efficiency. Other transit agencies have found success with fare-free transit. A pilot project in Boston found that ridership increased by nearly 40% on bus lines with free fares. The Olympiad Transit Agency reduced operating costs by eliminating fare collection systems on fareless rides. The shift also supports ambitious climate goals that have been set by Portland, TriMet, and the state of Oregon. A fare-free system will reduce air and climate pollution by decreasing the number of cars on the road. Increasing fares works against these commitments and goals. Please vote against increasing fares and instead create a plan to identify a funding mechanism, potentially through interagency partnership, that can provide free ridership. Thank you so much for your time and consideration.
That was good. He got all this information in 1 minute. I almost want to watch that again because it's like speed reading.
And have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. With no other individuals signed up from the public to testify at this time, I'm going to close the public forum and open the business meeting.
I'm going to do
Let's
this.
start with board reports.
I'm going to end this and transfer to the town hall, the Sammy Town Hall. All right, that wasn't bad. Much better the in-person one, but that wasn't too bad.